it'll be fun today. We're gonna just be doing like your brand creation and just kind of playing around with some stuff on Canva. I'm gonna try to keep it very much like activity based. We'll be talking about stuff, but I want you guys to really just be getting into Canva and just doing it yourself. Um, so for the people on Zoom, I'm just gonna keep this up and rolling and you guys can play around on Canva. And then if there's any questions you guys have or anything like that, you can obviously feel free to just ask the questions over Zoom. So we'll just get into it. First, we're gonna take a quiz, which it's fun. I took it yesterday and the Gosmans took it yesterday also because they couldn't be here today. Um, and it's kind of just a little something fun. So I put a link for the people on Zoom. I put a link in the chat if you want to just click on that, and then I emailed it to you guys. So if you want to just go through and do it, and I'll even do it on my end too, so that we can just all be doing it together and it'll be something fun. But this is just going to be like a brand creation quiz. So
I'm sorry, I clicked on like, could you repost the link in the Zoom?
yeah.
Thank you, sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, I just sent it. So pretty much this quiz is going to be just giving you like a better idea of what you could want and what you could be looking for in your own brand. So feel free to go through and do it and just holler when you're done.
Probably be involved with the cocktails.
Right? Okay, so you guys still working through it?
No.
You guys are good? Okay, so it's kind of fun. I don't know, it's something fun to do. So like you got that one too. If you like scroll to the bottom, they're obviously like trying to sell you like templates here, which we don't need that because we're gonna be able to do it ourselves. But they give you like a link to like a Pinterest mood board that you can click on that'll like take you to different like things that they have posted on Pinterest that I think I get a lot of my own inspiration for social media from Pinterest. It's just really a cool place to like dive into. I don't know if many people have played around on it before, but it's just a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, and you can make your own mood boards and things like that. So then it'll really help you as like a starter base for like, okay, clearly I'm attracted to like these colors and this type of design and this type of look. We'll be talking about mood boards a little bit later, but that's kind of fun. And then if you go down a little bit, it gives you some Canva fonts that really align well with the like type of characteristics that you picked. Those are just going to be some fonts that would align with if I was starting my own brand that I would probably be more drawn to. I definitely use the seasons for a lot of things. A lot of Canva things I do. I really like that font. So just kind of fun to click around on, play around, and then like at the bottom it gives you other like types that you can click onto, and it'll show you what kind of fonts they use and things like that. So just fun to play around with. And now we'll get into the real stuff. Hi. Hello. Come on in. I have some pamphlets for you guys. Yeah, I'm straight for that. Yeah. Do you want one too? No, you're good. Okay. Okay. So now we'll get into it. So your personal brand is a promise to your clients, a promise of quality, consistency, and all of that kind of good stuff, you know? So when someone is like we were talking about last week on Instagram, just scrolling through and they see your brand and they're like, oh yeah, they're definitely consistent. Like they do quality, they're posting quality stuff. That is a good indication that you're going to be giving quality service. So just something, you know, to keep in mind for as we go through this. So why is branding important? So creating your own brand is just really the key thing when you're starting your own business because it's what everybody sees. And I mean, you could be like amazing and do such a great job at everything but your branding's a little bit off. People are going to be like, oh, that doesn't fit really. So it's just something to keep in mind while you are starting up your social medias or like going through your marketing materials that you're handing out to people and things like that. You really want to keep things consistent and just have it look how you want to be perceived. Eva, do you have anything to add to that? You're good? Okay. No questions, I bet, because we just started. But so we're going to play a little brand game. People know brands and you're going to know them just based off of their colors. So that's kind of what you want to go for. You want to go for the thing where people are like, oh, yep, those colors definitely are Deja's. I can tell that. So something like that. So we're going to go through. Does anyone know what logo this is? There you go. That's right. And that's the thing about like these big brands is like you're going to recognize them. So being a brand like you guys yourself, you're going to want to be able to be recognizable. What about this one? I feel like this might be harder. Close. I think close. No, I think it's Corona. Yeah, Corona. Let's say it might have been Crown, but no, it was Corona. All right. This one. Uh-huh. So that's just something also to keep in mind is that like when you see the golden arches, you're like, oh, yeah, those are definitely McDonald's. So just you want to have your stuff be very recognizable so that when customers are like driving past your yard sign, hi, Cameron. When oh, here's a little thing. Oh, wow, we got a full room. You want to make your stuff recognizable because your yard signs are going to be up in people's yards. They're going to drive past and they're going to see and you're going to be like, oh, I've seen that before. Like, where have I seen that? That's why it's also good to have like the KW on the sign too, because that's also a very recognizable brand that's big. So like we were talking about having the be 20% of your yard sign is something that'll definitely help. All right. You guys didn't miss much who came in. We were just playing a little game. All right, so what is branding? So it's going to be authenticity, creativity, your voice, which that is like covering it. We're going to minimize this. Your voice, personality, and content. So you really want your brand to be you. That's the main goal of it. And that's why people are going to be drawn towards your brand, because it's going to be 100% you. You're going to be create it. Your own personal voice and values are going to be shown through it. And it's really going to be what draws in your customers. So like for voice and values, I know KW talks a lot about like their values and stuff. And like whenever we have team meeting, it's always like the mission statement values right at the beginning. And Ava and I were talking about this the other day. We're like, oh, that would be kind of fun for like everyone to like kind of think of their own mission statement, something that they have so they can have it on their own social media. And when customers come or clients come onto your social media accounts, they'll be like, oh, I definitely align with what this person is saying. Like, I think we'll get along with working together. So something to keep in mind, definitely. Ooh. Okay. So how to build your brand. There are going to be 4 steps that you can take to help build the brand that you want and the brand that you would like to see. So we're going to get into it. So defining your company's identity, targeting your highlighting your target audience, organizing your company around its identity, and also don't be afraid to change things up. And if you need to revise it and be like, okay, I need to scratch what I have, go off of it. That is definitely something that you're going to be able to do, and you can always do that. So your brand identity, so that's going to be your name, image, logo, colors, which is kind of what those packets that I handed out have content in that about that. So it's going to be like different fonts. And then if you scroll, like go a couple pages back, there'll be like color schemes that you can go off of too. So we'll play around with that in the second half of class on Canva, just seeing what you like and what like you think will fit with your own personal brand. But that's something that you need to know when you're going into creating your brand. The identity is going to be the whole thing. And people are going to recognize you based on that, like I was saying. So you just need to keep it in mind. So like I was saying, Keller Williams, their 3 main principles are going to be God, family, and business. And it's like in that order. So it's kind of cool to like think of that and think off of that and be able to apply it to your own company that you're starting or business you're starting. Okay, your target audience. We definitely talked about this last week for like demographics and stuff on the different social media platforms. But I feel like in real estate, it's a little bit different because it's not like you're having like one specific target audience. Like, let's say Forever 21, their target audience is going to be like the younger generation, or Target, it's going to be people who need to come to one place and get groceries and house stuff, and also have the option to get like clothing and things like that. So obviously real estate's a little bit different. You're not going to have like one specific target audience, but you can definitely have target audiences per house that you're selling. So you're selling a house that's within like the $100,000 range. That is going to be more like around first-time home buyers or someone who's looking to like get into their first house, things like that. So you really want to think about that when you are posting, because you're going to be wanting to create your post based on what your target audience is and who you think is going to be more drawn to it. Any questions yet? No? Yeah. You can take a picture of them. And then I'm going through them right now, so it'll be good. Okay. Cool. So organizing your company around its desired identity. So everyone has their own identity. You guys all have your likes, your dislikes, what you feel like you connect with better, what you feel like you connect with not as well. So it's really something to hold yourself accountable to. So like, for example, a bank says that it has 24-hour a day customer service, which means that they are going to have to uphold that and have someone on schedule to answer the customer service line 24/7. So if you guys are saying, like, promoting it out there, like, I'm going to be able to be available to you whenever you need it, you're going to want to try and uphold that, because it's going along with the consistency thing. Like you're being consistent with what you're saying and you're staying true to your word. So that's definitely just something to think about, like having promises that you're giving out to people, or even on social media and stuff. Sometimes things can be misconstrued. So just making sure that you really know what you're putting out there and what you're saying to people so that you can do it 100%. Okay. And then a second, don't be afraid to like try again. If you try something with how your brand looks and what you're going for, don't be afraid to like be like, okay, in a couple months from now, you look back at it and you're like, yeah, this isn't really what I'm feeling. That's fine. Fix it up. Oops, that was on. I know like with my own personal like social media, I definitely like change the like aesthetic, as people would say, around like all the time. Like sometimes there'll be like darker colored photos with like a filter on them, or sometimes they'll be like light and like trees and things like that. So it's totally fine to change it around. It is your own brand. Someone come in.
I'm sorry.
Hi, no, come on in.
Yeah, I have a little packet. Thank you.
Yeah. And like we were kind of talking about last week, like Falkreven and Gallagher, they like completely redid their whole thing. And like Peter and Pete were saying last week, like they've been in the business for a while now and they're like, yep, we want to change up our whole look. So don't be afraid to, if you're not loving it, change it, because you need to love it. You're selling it, you got to love it. So don't be afraid to try it. All right, so now we're going to kind of get into the actual branding stuff. So these are some fonts. It's hard to pick fonts. You can scroll for like probably an entire day and be able to keep scrolling. There's so many fonts on Canva that you can pick from. These are just some that there's this Instagrammer. I think I mentioned it last week. At the end of class, if you guys want her Instagram, I'll send it to you. That packet, actually, I like messaged her and she like sent me the document because I was like, oh, this would be so amazing to be able to hand out. So she has like makes all these videos about like, oh, if you're going for more of like the luxury vibe, here are different Canva fonts that you can use. So I pulled these that I thought are just kind of fun and different. And you know, they're all have a very different vibe, I would say. So just something to think about when you're going through and picking out your fonts. You want to love it. You want to love your font. Okay, so now we're going to be kind of talking about mood boards. So colors. Colors are hard. And like Lindsay and I were and Ava were saying last week, like you don't have to stick to the KW red. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. And then like when we have to put the KW logo on it, we'll make sure it's like the white one or the black one so that it doesn't clash with the red. But just some mood boards to see like what kind of colors pop out to you and that you kind of align with. So like I feel like this is more of like the neutrals, the greens. I also have this in a packet, so if you guys just want to like look at it and pass it around, it might just be easier to like hold it and see it too. So the greens definitely give off like a certain type of vibe. Honestly, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if anyone is using green or cream. You are? Okay. Oh yeah, and Fernwood. Yeah.
Not on my signs, but everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it looks really nice, really classy. So just something fun. And then the blues. Now I'm trying to think who uses light blue. You use a blue. You use a light blue. So like that's a definitely like colors that you can go for, and like thinking about like the color scheme. So like on this one, like these greens and then like the whites and the creams all go together really nicely. So that's something to think about that we can also create within Canva, like your brand little section, which is fun to play with. Then the blues. Pinks. The only person I can think of is Aletha who uses pink. Pinks are fun. Pink's my favorite color. So just like it's also cool, like the logos. I like have logos in all of them. Like there's some at the bottom with the colors up here. And it's really easy to play around on Canva with logos. You don't have to pay someone all this money to create a logo for you. You can 100% do it yourself and it'll look amazing. So we can play around with that too. Pinks, the dark blues. This is FRG uses the dark blues, which I like the dark blues. And I thought like the dark blue with the dark green looks really nice too. It looks very, very classy. And the blacks. I asked Lindsay, I'm like, what color do you feel like people are more drawn to? She's like, black and white. And I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely forgot that. I'm like putting pink in here and more people are drawn to this. So just something to think about, like when you're going through it with your colors, because that's what you're going to really try to base your whole stuff around. All your social media posts, you want them to have your colors in it because it's going to be consistency again, and it's going to be really recognizable. So going through and doing that. What are everyone's colors here? So yours is green, yours is blue. Deja, what is your colors?
Mine are like gold.
Right.
black, and
Yeah.
Like a off, like kind of eggshell.
Okay.
And then blue, like navy blue is like the accent.
Yeah. Anyone, what are yours?
Just looks like a softer, I don't know if it's, I don't know what color to call it. Not necessarily pink, maybe somewhere between there and like coral.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. What about you?
Almost, yeah.
That part.
Well, that's why we're here. We're gonna do it today. We're gonna play around with it. What are your colors? No, we're starting from scratch. We love it. That's what's gonna be fun about it. Yeah. So like kind of like that schemes, those colors. Yeah, I mean, that's the fun thing. You can really do anything you want. Those were the mood boards. Oops, and I forgot to delete that. Okay. And I said it earlier, the teaching part was going to be short today because we're really just going to get into it and we're going to get on our computers. And how many of you guys have used Canva? Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's a starting place. Do you guys have Canva Pro or just the normal Canva? Yeah. Okay, so that's fun because that's how you're going to be able to do your brand creation in Canva Pro. I can show you on like our KW Canva what the brand thing looks like. I'll just go to the marketing one. So you click like right here and it says brand. And then I'm gonna make this screen bigger. And then you click on this and it's gonna have all of our logos in all different colors. So like, let's say you wanna have like your own logo in multiple of your colors. You can obviously do that and have it all stored here. And then it's gonna have all of our color palettes that we use. So it makes it just like super easy. We don't have any of the fonts because actually, yeah, we do. Down here are gonna be some of the fun fonts that like we use for like different posts that we do on our like main accounts and things. And then, oh, that's just all of us. So it's kind of cool because then when you're like going into like, let's say we're like making something and we're just gonna click on this. And then you can go to brand and then color palette and it changes it all to like your own colors, which is kind of nice because then you don't have to like click through and find out everything. And then like you can be like, oh, we want to add this logo onto here and it's all just in one place. And then you just,
Kit only works for Canva Pro. Okay.
I know. I was playing around with it yesterday on my own Canva and I was like, why can't I get this? And I was like, oh, because I don't have Pro and I always just use the Color Williams Canva. So it's kind of nice to have it all in one place and then we can be like, oh, we're going to change that and so we are going to start with a social media post and it's going to be your own agent announcement. So everybody, does everyone have their computers here? Yeah. Okay. Open up your computers and get onto Canva. Do you not have yours?
Oh, no.
I was gonna say, do you want me to, we have like the office one you can use if you need to, if anyone needs one. Okay. So, oh, also I was gonna bring this up. Did everybody sign up for Headshot Day? Sign up right now. We're just gonna do it right here so that nobody forgets. Because the slots are filling up really fast and it's really important to have a nice headshot. So I know Cameron signed up. I saw that one because I was going through it today and I'm like, oh my God, there's only like 15 spots left. So
I didn't see the link.
I posted it in the Facebook group. I
Okay.
can pull the link up right now and send it into this chat so that um you can sign up.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. It'll be super fun too, and it's gonna be more of like the lifestyle photo shoot, so it's not gonna be just like you standing up against a wall. It's gonna be like you in a kitchen or like you sitting on a couch, things like that. Which will be like really nice. They'll look amazing.
Headshot.
I can send it to you. Yeah, let me just figure out how to. Oop, nope, we don't want to do that. Oopsies. Clicking all the wrong things right now. Okay. So for the people on Zoom, I just sent it in the chat. So feel free to click on that and sign up for a slot. And even like if you have a team or you have a couple like an admin or something on your team, bring them and you guys can like do a picture together because then that'll be super good to like put in a listing presentation or a buyer guide to have that there too. So okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now let's play around in Canva and have some fun. So usually what I do when I'm looking for something like a template, I just go into the search bar and I kind of just search what I'm looking for. So like announcement template. And I know that I have some somewhere. So and then also at the top of it, you're gonna be able to specify what you want. So you can go to like filters and then we're gonna want it in like social media template sizing. And then Instagram post and Facebook posts are gonna be relatively the same size. So I'm just gonna click Facebook post for now. And then you're just gonna go through and see what stands out to you. And I wouldn't go off of the colors. I'd just go off of how it looks because you're gonna change the colors to your own colors, which will be nice. So kind of, and then also you can click on one that you like and then keep scrolling underneath it and it's gonna give you more like templates that you're gonna be able to utilize that might fit you better. So like, this is kind of cute. And then you just go through and delete what you don't like and put in what you do like. So we're gonna upload a headshot. And we don't have, we're gonna do him. We're gonna upload him. Because he's not here today, so he's gonna get picked on. Ooh, that is not fitting correctly. Maybe this one will. We're gonna pick on him because he's also not here today. How's everyone doing? You got it? You got it? Anyone need help?
I'm so sorry. I
No,
had to
yeah.
step out for a phone call. How did you get to the?
To what?
where
Oh,
you're-
I literally just looked up announcement.
Oh, got
And
it,
then,
okay.
or like anything like that. So we're just gonna like
Yeah.
play around with like something that you can post and something that you can add to like your little folder of potential social media posts. Yeah, or you can even just search announcement. Like honestly, you can find any kind of template and you can change it to what you want it to look like. So just play around with it and then we'll just add his own stuff. We're just gonna make up. And we're gonna give him a whole new color look because it's gonna be fun. We can, oh, I don't like that.
A bunch of stuff pops up. If you do, just type in agent.
Really? Okay, that's good to know. And I mean, there's so many things on Canva that you can play around with. So it's really just finding what you like and what fits your style.
What day are they gonna start, June?
I'm pretty sure it's June 12th.
12, okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be super fun. How's it going playing around on things? Yeah. Okay. And honestly, for the people on Zoom, I'm gonna keep you guys up, but I'm gonna go around and help you. I'm gonna stop sharing somehow. And if you guys have any questions, just holler. But pretty much just play around. And then at the end, we're kind of just gonna, and like with like 10 minutes left of class, we'll go around and tell what we made, what we created. So just go on there, create something, maybe try some different colors that you haven't tried before, or use your own colors if you're still loving them. And yeah, just go from there. And I will send you guys that are on Zoom the packet that I sent out today so that you can have that to look over.